Welcome back, everyone. All right, so I've started up a new file here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an office desk in this one. And this actually can be quite simple. And so I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm actually just going to move this down a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go extrude, and if you push Control, you can get to grid, and I haven't set the grid up, so I'm just going to actually kind of eyeball this. And again, these are prototypes, so exact symmetry is not exactly that important here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make maybe one more here. And what these are going to be is these are going to be little drawers here. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers, and then we're going to extrude this again, and then I'm going to extrude this here, and here is our table here. Pretty simple, right? Not too complicated, but for the most part, it actually works out quite well. Now, let's go and let's add in some of the legs here. In order to do that, I'm going to go to our simple loop cut, and I'm going to put that in here. Now, I'm also going to go loop cut here, and fortunately, we do have to do it this way. Because the loop cut, what it does is it loop cuts pretty much everything. Now, you can technically subdivide this if you really want to, but I just like using the loop cut just because it gives you more options here, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second here. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this here, and we're just going to extrude this down, and we need to make sure that it is exactly the same height. And I pushed 3 here, and I can rarely remember what the numbers are, so I just usually push them around. But there you can see that if you push 3 on the numpad, you can see that it kind of works into that. And so this does make a difference, especially if you put this in an interactive environment, like if you put it in a game or something. If it's off by a little bit, and you have physics enabled, it will actually it could topple over actually. So let's say if I put it up and it's like visibly off like this, the table will be, if you put it into a game engine with physics, it will be put into the game, and because of the physics and the collision boxes around it, it will be at a slant. So you generally want to be you want to make sure the bottom is like that there. Okay, so from here we can actually do a lot of cool stuff here. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save it here, and you can go and you can say, simple table. In this case, actually, what you can even do is you can even go office table P1 if you really want to. In fact, that actually might be a better idea. Simple office table P1. And the thing is that the more specific you are with your naming, the better. Okay, I'm just going to go save Blender file, and here we go. Now, again, the loop cuts enable us to actually do a couple of things. The first thing that we can actually do is we can actually move these out just a bit. So if I push extrude, you can actually have a little bit of a desk like that, and you can see that if we were shopping for office desks in a catalog, what I just showed you, for example, this and this might be 2 different tables, right? That actually legitimately might be a different table. And there we go. And even something simple as that can be different, right? So we can go simple office table, and we can make that P2. And you might think that is kind of cheating, but at the same time, you did actually do that here. And sometimes designers actually spend a lot of time on something just as simple as that. Now I'm kind of breezing through it, but you can see that that's there like that. Now another thing you can do is you can give this kind of office table kind of a back here, right? You can give it kind of a little back like that if you really wanted to. Okay, and yeah, you can see how that works here. I'm just going to do that for a second here, and I'm actually going to give another loop cut, and I'm going to give a loop cut here. And the reason why I'm doing that is to complement this here. Okay, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to undo this here, and then I'm just going to push extrude. Okay, now this tutorial is getting a little long, so we'll talk about this in the next tutorial. I'll see you guys then.